Mic test 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic test 1, 2, 3, 4. Guys, can you hear me? All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning MAO once again. This is Kel right here now. Okay. Today is Super Tuesday. So Super Tuesday means that we will have our this Tuesday 2 p.m. our revision session. Okay. Now today revision will be very interesting. We'll cover a lot more technical stuff. All right. So be online. You'll be on the same way via Facebook Zoom or Zoom Facebook. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Okay. So let's just start now with the putting my screen get online up. Kelly, I think that only you have this problem, no, Kelly? I think you need to find a way to settle your this mic issue or volume issue. Get a speaker, maybe? Because I actually put onto my handphone, that was very loud. Okay, Kelly, yeah? So you find a way to settle that, okay? All right. The rest okay, right? The sound? Okay, yeah. Okay, now on screen now is the 1st of February 2021. Trade the Boys members only this MAO session, okay? All right, of course, if let's say you don't like this version, we don't have a Facebook version, you will want to solve. Okay. Is today soft, intermittent, better now? Okay. Oh gosh, maybe it's just the internet thing, lah, guys. You probably need to be if you're traveling, maybe the internet will have a bit of issue. Okay, okay. Once again, today is the 1st of February. Sorry, so that's 2nd February Tuesday. Again, I didn't change this. Sorry. Oh gosh. Okay, today is a Super Tuesday already. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so the thing is this: if you guys doesn't want like the Facebook, you don't like the Facebook thingy, every time about 6 p.m. to 6:30, I will upload the recorded video lah. It'll be the exact same replica. It's just that it'll be at 6 p.m. or 6:30. So obviously, all the market calls and views will be very far away. So if you prefer that, you can go to our YouTube channel. You can also watch it from there. Okay. All right. So once again, oh, the title is not there. Apology. Okay, today a lot of hiccups. Moment. Okay, this is the title for today: a big bull trap. Okay. Okay, so the thing is, why do I say that, right? Let me explain to you as we go along on this. Okay, now first of all, disclaimer, you don't need to write any disclaimer because by watching this video and being my students for this Zoom, Facebook, you guys are already my students. I mean, already know I given me a disclaimer, so you don't need to do any disclaimer there. All right. Now, the thing is this, the e-learning portal, just for all my students, that's why FYI, later on as Super Tuesday, I will be sharing on how to utilize this TWB e-learning portal. Okay, I'll tell you how you go around it later on Super Tuesday. Okay. Right, I think the big news for today, there were several, but one of the biggest one is this one here in Myanmar. There is a military coup in a way. All right, apparently it's all right. They detained this Aung San Suu Kyi. All right, apparently, and now the Myanmar military have removed 24 ministers and deputies and named 11 replacements in the new administration. So what's happening right now over there is because that apparently there is a suspect of fraud. Okay, suspect of fraud during the last election. And that's why the military is coming in now to take over until they have a fair election. And then obviously they'll pass the power to the next rightful winner. Apparently this is what is being mentioned. And of course, this caused a little bit of ripple because you can know that, right, during the last election, last year, okay, when at the height of the this Wuhan virus, President Xi Jinping himself, right? He regardless of his safety and of course ongoing in China, he still insists to go to visit Aung San Suu Kyi, right? So because Myanmar holds a very strategic position for China. So this is something interesting, but of course I won't go too in depth into it, but definitely itself, right? This is the reason why China is actually wants peace to be restored immediately. So this is quite interesting. So we watch this develop lah. But of course, this actually tell us that, right, the one that's supposed to happen in USA didn't happen, but it happened in Myanmar right now. Okay. Yeah, apparently Kenghua, apparently this is something very interesting. Yes, very, very interesting. Okay. All right. So yesterday when I show you this cartoon, I tell you guys the bear market is not there yet. Okay, I already said the bear market is not there yet. I said that the fat lady is actually humming. She's definitely on stage, but it's not there yet. Okay, I'll explain more in detail why am I saying that. So of course, this is another cartoon that to show you that for my next magic trick, I will change a bear into a bull, okay, by turning and changing the economic data. So apparently it's all right. As long as the funds are available in the system, there's no way the market can come down. I already said this many, many times. So please understand this. We are living in a position whereby it doesn't matter anymore. Later on, when I show you the special charts, right, you can see it from the earnings point of view, okay? So of course, I already tell you guys how really things work. So this is a very, very good cartoon. All right, it's very appropriate indeed. Have you ever noticed that while we are arguing, he's eating? Now, this is very, very, very interesting. You can see that, the bull and the bear, you can fight all your way, all your life into this. But of course, when it comes to the Wall Street itself, right? The Wall Street, okay, they are the one going to benefit out of it. And of course, if you look at what happened in GameStop yesterday, GameStop was down by $103 or 31%. And then after that, after hours, it dropped at another 19% to down by $43 to $182. I mean, seriously, if anybody been buying at 300, 250, 200, they're all losing money. And this is a lot of them buying. There's a lot of traders buying. So I tell you this, when the Robinhood, all this app, they got the billions of dollars, right, from people. That was a main thing telling you that they are ready and prepared to go for the kill. And of course, you can see that yesterday the Dow Jones was up, right, but they went for the kill. So the onslaught was on. So I mean, sorry lah, I put it this way: young man's enthusiasm can win the older boys temporarily. But once the boys come into the play with the adequate amount of arsenal, I'm so sorry, that's the end, okay? So I'm not half surprised to see this game stop going down all the way to $100. I'm not kidding you. I'm not even half surprised to see that. And I'll explain to you why, in my opinion, shortly, okay? And of course, AMC shares went even worse. AMC share was about $17, and in fact, pre-market was $20 at one stage. And after that, it went all the way down to $13, down by almost 70%. I mean, more than 35%. Then after that, you know what happened? From the high, obviously, in terms of net change was flat. Then what happened was crazy was after market, it dropped by another 12%. So all this tells you that, right, a lot of things is not accordingly, all right? And let me explain to you my personal thing of why I put this caption here. Stocks movement is equally demand and supply. So let me explain this to you. Okay, now today I got a lot of stuff to share with you, okay? Okay, the thing is this, okay, we saw what happened, okay, that GameStop surge has made its three largest shareholder billions overnight, okay, billions of dollars overnight. I think that is something, wow, imagine that. Okay, so I went into deeper to take a look what is happening over here. Then I read, then saw the chief beneficiary is actually Ryan Cohen. All right, he's a co-founder of Chewy, who owns 13% stake in GameStop. Okay. Then the next winner was Daniel Force, a 76-year-old guy. Then after that, another guy is George Sherman, 33.4. That's the CEO. Okay, right. I mean, this is all the guys who went in. But the question and the point I want to stress is this, okay? Now, the point is, okay, Ryan came in only in August and he bought in 10%. Okay, last year, August, okay? And his total stake was up to 13% last month, which is a month of January. Now, seriously, either he's a maverick, he has something in his mind that can tell him things, or if not, it's all right, for $75 million, it become 1.3 billion. Okay, but before you say, maybe he's so good, right? So the thing is this, I remember about GameStop, okay? GameStop itself, right? You can see over here, it was there since 1984. It was founded for 37 years, okay? And of course, total itself, they have quite a few shops around, okay? But the point is this, although they have a revenue of $6.4 billion, but the operating income is 464 million negative, or the net income is 470 million negative. Okay, I mean, this is to me incredible thingy. I mean, really, are you telling me that, right, we are down by almost $400 million in operating income and not expected to actually go even a profitable position? Out of nowhere, you decided to come in with $75 million to make 1.3 billion in just a few months' time. I really have my doubt, honestly. Okay, I mean, of course, we see it's conspiracy thinking. You know, the other guy, as I mentioned to you, is the other senior guy called Daniel Force. He's a 76-year-old founder and a former CEO of Credit Acceptance Corp. It's not a big company. It's a subprime auto lender. And apparently, it's all right. He went in to buy into GameStop for 12 million. And now it's worth 500 million. Wow. It's like, wow, okay. The thing is this. The most important is so far, none of the three big shareholders appear to sold any stock. Oh my goodness. You're already a billionaire and you're making so much money and you're not selling. It's because you think that the share will go higher. Seriously? I mean, that is my point, okay? But several board members have trimmed their holdings since January 13 and 15. So my question is, the big one who just came in not selling, the shareholders are selling, though this is a big question mark in my opinion, okay? Now, let me explain to you why am I getting this, talking about this, okay? Let me explain to you. Okay, the share price was not moving, right? Flat, okay? Then after that, it went a little bit higher. Okay, so what happened is that those Wall Street guys came in to buy the option market. And they buy the option market, right, is to expect the price to go higher because there's a strike price somewhere here. The thing is this, okay, they don't really buy the physical share, they buy mostly the options, okay, not the physical share. Then after that, suddenly the share price has started to go up on its own. And apparently that causes the players to get excited. They pile in, they buy at the high options, they expect the price to go higher. And for some reason, the share price goes up. Now the question mark is this, okay? They say that because the option players have to cover back their position or hedge their position, so they had to go in to buy it from the physical market because in case to take delivery of the share. But my point is this, the share price went up so fast, is it because that the retail, they come in with the options, or is it because there's no supply? That is my point here. Now, demand is there because of their no choice. They have to cover back their position as the share price go higher. But the question is, only when there's no supply in the market, that usually causes the share price to go higher because they need to buy any available share in the market. So I can tell you this, the one that I feel very suspicious is during the market was consolidating around this period. And the volume just basically went thin off. And it seemed that someone knows that it's not supposed to sell any share. And even when the share was going up, they don't sell it all. Because when you don't sell the share, there's no supply in the market. The next person have to buy because of the option market, have to really buy at any prices. That's why the share price just jump. And it's not because people buy and buy. Because majority of the traders on the retail side are doing the option. So to me, I felt that, right, this is a big show. This is a very big conspiracy that someone has created. And of course, the feeders is the option guys who were initially benefiting from it. But now, the offloading has been done in a way, okay? The offloading has been done because the physical shares now are being dumped into the market, okay? And these option traders who thinks that the share will go even higher to the moon, this time I tell you this, they're in for the big problem because later on when the share price plunge, okay, the delta and the gamma of it, right? The two of the gamma especially start to decay on them. I tell you this, they'll lose every single thing. And after that, after a while later, the Wall Street will come in and tell you, say that, okay, I tell you so, the share price don't worth anything. It's down by $400 million in operating stuff, and that's it. You think about it, right? That's all it's going to tell you, and the Wall Street will be right again, and no one will again be trifled, right? And of course, all this money that was made initially by all the retailers will be all back to whoever anyone who orchestrated this. All right. Now, how many of you agree with this conspiracy theory of mine? Then give me a thumbs up. If you think that what I say is bullshit, then you can put, there is this angry face that you can put down there. Okay, this angry face I showed you. This angry face there. You can put angry face, or you can put love shape, or you can put agree with me. All right. You can do whatever you want. This is the fun part also for Facebook Zoom Live. Okay, do what you need to do. Let me know what's your take. Wow, I see that a lot of you agree. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. I think that I thought someone would say, oh no, you are full of crap, man. No. Thank you guys. Okay, thank you so much for all your this thinking. All your thanks. All right, so that is one part of it. Let's continue. Today got a lot of interesting stuff to share with you. Super Tuesday. Okay. Now, of course, silver has jumped 8% yesterday. Wow. Silver, man, touches 8-year high as Reddit traders try to squeeze play with metal. Now, of course, they are on now. Suddenly, when the silver price is going up, everybody tell you there's no physical silver available, none for a long while. There's no silver around the market. Seriously, I think this is a lot of bull here. Oh, okay. I see Dennis don't agree with me. Okay, lah, never mind. All right. So the thing is this: why silver goes up? Okay, the main thing is that it's purely speculative. Okay, it's just speculation and a cross buying. Then I tell you this again: who has the power to do this? Retailers? Seriously, my friend, retailers. I mean, sometime in life, you guys must understand this. Okay. This market has been there for years and years and years. What do you think that it will actually create this type of a big movement in a big global market? Okay. So anyway, we saw the silver going up, futures going up, ETF going up, everything went up. Okay. So the thing is this, they say there's a silver squeeze, and they compare this with the Han brothers attempt to corner the silver market in 1980. Now, Han brothers actually really cornered the silver market at one time. But also, if you read the story all the way, itself, you realize that right after that, the big market come in, the Han brothers was gone. Okay, so if you have time, read the Han brothers attempt to corner the market, and you will know the eventuality of what happened to their fate. Okay, so just give yourself a friendly advice here, don't worry, Dennis. I know you likely do a typo. Don't worry about that. Okay, so of course, some of them, this guy, who this guy is. Anyone know who's Cameron guy? I give a wait. I wait for you now. Anybody know who is this person? All right. So he is saying that right. The this thing about silver is not so good, but then after that, but it's still a good payoff. And gold will be next, and Bitcoin will be the next one to fix it. Okay. So right. Obviously, there is a bit of if you know who is this guy here itself, you know that he has a vested interest in this whole thing here. All right. So anybody knows who this Cameron guy? All right. If you know, that means that you watch, your little social network well. Okay. All right. So the earnings for today, we will know that before market opens, we have Alibaba, Pfizer, UPS, ExxonMobil, BP coming out. Okay. So before market, all these are coming out. I do suspect that right, Alibaba may have some problem because of the Jack Ma issue. Then of course, Pfizer, okay, maybe better than earnings, okay, but the rest, like all the crude oil related counters, but put it this way, they should be okay because crude oil in the last 6 months have been going up, right? So maybe they also will be coming up pretty good numbers, but just that maybe the forecast may not be that fantastic. Right, after market close, this is a big one. Amazon, Alphabet, Chipotle, all these will come up after market. So traders, if you want to prevent yourself being short squeezed by the market, then maybe towards closing, you can consider to close your shorts if you are having short position. Okay, just in case. All right. So that will be Tuesday. And then Wednesday, in the morning part, I don't see any big one, maybe at Spotify, but doesn't really concern much. The rest, I'm not too sure of them, so I'll leave it alone. Okay. So, of course, I promise you guys not to go into coronavirus in terms of the numbers, but we should look at the news. So what's happening now, you can see that, right, the German side is having the healthcare going to overwhelm. And of course, this WHO Corona Hunters visit Wuhan seafood market, I think it's a waste of time because whatever they go down there is already been cleansed, and already probably the people there already know what to say to the people going down. So I don't think this will do any help here. Then, of course, Japan extended its COVID-19 state of emergency. That is something very dangerous. Okay, it's ongoing. That was Japan 21 hours ago from Channel News Asia. And in Australia, 2 million people are in lockdown after one case is found in Perth. So it's still spreading, put it this way. It's still spreading, all right? So, okay, so all these itself are still showing that, right, more and more stuff is going on. And this is something that caught my attention, but I don't see in our mainstream media. Did I miss it? 432 reports vaccine side effects, but expert reassured. Okay, so I'm not too sure. Sorry, I missed this news. If it's correct, then let me know. All right. So just to let you know that please put on your mask, keep your social distancing, just stay safe, especially for this coming Chinese New Year. All right. Now, this is something that really, really caught my attention this morning. Now, this morning, there is a viral picture sent everywhere. Okay. Now that we have the vaccine, we get to wear 2 masks. Now, actually, this is more like a snub. It's more like to be sarcastic, to actually say that why Biden now? I thought you have a jab ready. Now, Biden has his first jab, okay, on the 21st of December. 21st December. Then, of course, just a few days ago, on January 12th, he got his second jab. Okay, he got his second jab. Okay, I don't think this is a different person. Okay, although looks a bit different. Okay, but still, I believe that it's the same one. Okay, so my point is this: why don't believe in everything on internet? Now, if you look at this picture right now, and and having seen wearing 2 masks, right? I'm very sure you say, "Hey, come on, man! Why is this like that, man? Why is this like that? Why are you wearing masks and double masks when you already take the vaccine shot?" Now, this is why internet is very scary. So, to me, I don't believe this picture. So what I did was very simple. I went to Google and Google this thing called Biden wear 2 mask. And apparently straight away, this particular picture come up. So this picture and the one that is going viral is the same identical one. Okay. And then when I click on it, then I realized that very clear. This was done, this picture was meant for this particular article. And this article was on the October the 16th, 2020. That means that this was a picture being utilized for October 16. That is 2020. That was before the election result. So this is why how viral things goes. All right, it's really, really, really very sad. When this sort of thing is happening like this, it doesn't mean what you want to explain here, but it will cause people to have a bit of negativity on itself. So that's why I really seriously ask you guys, don't believe in everything you see from internet. All right, really, my opinion, really. So of course, this is also a bit of talk to you about me, all right. You see a lot of things on internet. Just do me a favor, all right. I'm a just real guy doing live with you right now, and my Facebook is really well available, and I can be contacted anytime. So seriously, a bad guy. All right, okay. So this is the reason why I want to talk about this. So do me a favor also, okay. Don't read and just give immediate reaction. Sometimes itself, right? Do a bit of research. It may help you. Okay. All right. So Dow Jones jumped 220 points last night, rebound from yesterday's the previous day sell-off. But if you do the maths, the market was down by 600 points on Friday. So 220 points on Monday is only 1/3. It's not even halfway. So this is something that I want to tell you. And of course, the main thing is that it was because there is they managed to so-called shake away the concern of the current retail mania. And of course, this what they call the market, right, believe that it's time to focus on the economy. What economy? So you can see that throughout the whole day itself, right? Okay, while the S&P was moving higher, GameStop shares was going down. So this tell you that this is over already. Seriously, now think about this. Unless this opposite happen, unless you're telling me S&P 500 goes down and the GameStop go up, okay, then I'm gonna need to say. But I don't think so. I think that's the end already. All right. And of course, there's a Republican proposal to reduce the size of the new rounds of checks by Biden. Okay, so they're looking to reduce to $1,000 because obviously the money haven't been used in the right way. So of course, with this will definitely get a bit of a problem to the market, but still okay. All right, so this is what happened last night. They didn't really cover much why they're buying, and that's why I raised my concern here. So the Dow Jones was all the way up until again the last 1 hour there was some tapering. Now, of course, yesterday I did say something like, when the market is strong, usually the Asian hours, the European hours, it will be actually weak. Then towards the end, US time, it goes much stronger. But if the market is weak itself, right, usually in the Asian time, you see the opposite effect. So I cannot say this for sure, but the last hour of selling, right, is not something that you commonly see back during Trump administration. So, but we do see it regularly now during the Biden administration. So it's more like a little bit of pushing up to take profit or pushing up to dump somewhere around there. So I'm just giving you my personal view and advice on this, okay? So the news right now is that, okay, for Business Times, say that will there be a repeat of year 2020? Some say that, but some say that no, because of the Dow reclaiming 30,000, there should be further upside to go. And of course, they say that Biden, even though there's a reduced check figure, but the market is focusing on still having a check. So that's why you see very different. The way the media covers on Biden and the media cover for Trump is very, very big different. It's either that there's a really bias against Trump, or just basically itself, right? The media prefer Biden. Understand my point? So you can see what happened. Okay, so let's take a look right now in terms of market movement. Okay, now yesterday was really incredible, really incredible. Okay, now the opening price of yesterday was between the pivot 1 and pivot 2. So I mentioned if the market goes above pivot 1, that means that it is a strong buy. So above 29,915 will be a buy at all costs. You don't need to ask me, just buy, buy, buy. Above OP, above pivot 1, no matter what you can tell me, the answer is always the same. Buy, buy, buy. Every pullback is a buy. Okay? Correct now. All right. So to all the seniors who are now online with me, right? If you remember that I said before that, whenever it's above OP, above pivot 1, it's always a buy. All right. Please give me a thumbs up. All right. So you can validate this. Now, the thing is this, okay? If the market goes below OP, then it will likely be coming down. And the number that we mentioned was 29,637. Okay. All right. Remember that? Okay. So what happened? You can see that the Dow really, really, really came off. Okay. The Dow really, really, really came off. Okay. And the crazy part is this, the low of the day was 29,645. Just only 8 points away from the pivot 2, right? Just marginally away. But there were 2 KCB back then. Later on about KCB, later on during the Super Tuesday. And once the market touches the KCB at 29,673, straight away the market rebounded. And of course, when the market go back above pivot 1, the market went all the way up. Okay, that is the really incredible part. But do note the KSI was actually red in color. So if the KSI red color tells you that if the market do go up to KTR plus 1 or plus 3 later, okay, 1 to plus 3 and created a CCYR, then what you can do is you can do a sell instead, okay, even though it's above pivot 1, but you can consider doing that. But of course, if the market is already above pivot 1, then maybe you don't want to take the risk, it's fine. I can understand that. Okay, but just to show it to you through the motion what happened yesterday. Okay, so you can see right now what have happened. Okay, I'll clear the chart. So the market initially went down first. Then after that, when it go past the opening price, okay, when it crossed the pivot 1, that was where you can go in for your buy. Okay, remember this? Above OP, above pivot 1, you can go in for your buy. So this is your buy call over here. Then after that, maybe you say, Cal, from the entry to the stop loss a bit far away, I'm not comfortable to go long. Then what happened? Okay, you wait for the next right. You wait for the next right. Then this is the next one. The next CCRY, above OP, above pivot 1, you go long. Now, of course, during this period of time at pivot 2, there was a CCYR and down there. So if let's say you do a short position, you may have made some money, but it was just not enough to cover to KTR. All right. But if you look at it another angle, all right, I'm going to just share this with you. If you're entered right here, your stop loss is placed here. This entire area is called X. Do you notice it? So if this is X, right, actually the market did come down to about 1X or so. So if you reach 200, if you see $200 profit, obviously you will consider take profit. But the problem is that most of us will use only like, we just enter a very small position like 0.01. And then after that, when the price comes down, you see it only make like $12, $13. You don't feel comfortable and you just exit. But that's a wrong strategy. That's a very wrong way to approach this. Because when you are doing a 0.01 and your stop loss is so nearby, you should ask yourself this question: how much are you risking? If you are only risking also like $25 and now it's $12 profit, you are actually having an almost 50% return, right? So that is the problem with traders, because they don't see it from the trading perspective. They see it from the nominal value perspective. So of course, when the price came down, they don't feel that there's profit down there. They just let it run. But unfortunately, the power of pivot one is there. The power of OP is there. And that's why the price goes up. Okay. So of course, you can see throughout the whole day after that, the market do have a very strong resistance at this KTR plus 3. All right. It did went up, but then again, it couldn't go much higher because the KSI on the day chart is still there holding it down. So if you look carefully, once again, there is a very significant CCYR short right here. Stop loss place here, right? So this is the distance and that is an X value. And if you follow the X value, you would have easily made back 1X from the market. But again, I realized that a lot of people, again, never take profit or take some profit because they felt that the earnings was not there, wasn't great enough, because they were looking at last Friday big earnings. So I said that you cannot compare this, my friend. Every single day it is different. You cannot compare like this. You can't compare that Friday because you missed a 600 point sell off. Today you must make the 600 point sell off again. It doesn't work this way, guys. Today is above OP, above pivot one. The market is on the upside. So that's the reason why you cannot do this. So try and consider do the X theory, okay? So later on Super Tuesday, I'll cover this X theory again. If you interested in what I just shared, please come on board, okay? At 2 p.m. Singapore time, okay? Same place here on our group chat. All right, so that is the recap on what happened on the market. So let's look at, excuse me, let's look at the special chart right now. Now, this is the from Norman Trader once again. Now, I really like his chart because it basically, save up me a lot of my homework time. Now, what I'm trying to say over here is that from 2018, okay, all the big movements is because of liquidity buybacks, because of rate cuts, repo liquidity. And the market, when it came out, was the quantitative tapering that brought the market downwards. But every time when the Federal Reserve come in to do, now what you have is that the zero rate QE infinity liquidity that brought all the market up. Okay, so we all know now, we all heard this many times before. Now, if you look at this at the bottom of the screen, this is called the GAP SPX. This is the earnings of the forward earnings of the SPX. Now, very simple on average itself, right? If you look at it on average, okay, the range is about 25 to 26. So whenever it hit 25, 26, the market is considered to be overvalued. So after that, what happened? Usually there will be a technical pullback. But this time around, if you look carefully, the market is much higher now and the GAP is way, way, way higher than the usual average. Now, this doesn't make sense. Now, the only reason why it doesn't make sense is because of the Federal Reserve pumping a crazy amount of money. So this growth itself that's happening in the stock market is not because there's earnings, not because there's growth. It's just basically money, pump money, money, pump money. All right. So apparently it's all right. That is where the concern is. If there is going to be any time, there's any chance of an inflation overwhelming, or there's a reason why there must be a tapering for some reason, then of course the market will come down much faster than you can think of to go back to normality. Okay, so that's his point here as well. Okay, I'm just quoting his words and my own explanation, my own understanding too. Okay, all right, so that is the special chart sharing. I try to basically find you new special charts every single day to give the extra value for this morning MAO. All right, okay. Now, the thing is, the concern indeed now is the dollar. Now, this is from another guy. This guy is saying that, right, the dollar did break above the trend line. And if the dollar is the one that basically support the stock market, then the dollar now recovering will also be the catalyst to basically book profit off from the market. And I totally have to agree with you on this. So FYI, right, the point I'm trying to explain here is this. If that is the case itself, right? Okay, if the dollar strength do come in, then what will happen to gold and silver? I think you know the answer already. So that's why watch the dollar closely. It may give you something extra and tell you guys more stuff. So watch the dollar, okay? Watch the dollar. Okay, so that will be all the fundamental side. Let's look into the technical side. I think that's more important to all of us. Okay. Okay, let's go to the Dow first. Okay. Here we go. Now, this is a chart that I draw. Okay, I know that it's a bit confusing because I added what happened in the last wave. So I'm just going to maintain this and it's going to focus back to what is currently happening right now. So guys, for the Dow Jones now, the Dow Jones, okay, just to let you know that I did mention at this particular level, the 29,742, I'll explain to you why again later on. But you can see the MA today, the MA 30 is very far away. It's about 400 points away, and that is going to give some bit of selling pressure in the market. Okay, so the MA 30 is 30,693 for today. Okay, so if the Dow is to go up, it may go all the way up to touch the MA 30 because that was what usually happened. But of course, if the Dow doesn't go up, right, then you need to be careful. Now, I want to try everybody do me a little favor. Okay, everybody do me a favor. Okay, now if I move my mouse to the black candle, if I move the mouse to the black candle, that will give you the range of the day right at the bottom of the screen right here. At the bottom of the screen, that will give you the range. So everybody do me a favor. Can you tell me now, right? If you take the opening price is 30538, and the closing price 29943. You take these two numbers, add together and divide by 2. All right, what do you get? I repeat, take the opening price and the closing price of this black candle. Opening price and closing price add together, then divide it by 2. What number do you get? All right, help me, do me a favor, and then you just text me because my handphone is now watching the Facebook at the same time, so that's why it's difficult. And yes, indeed, if the dollar strengthen, the DJ will be affected. Yes, indeed, because you can see the DJ chart and the dollar chart actually moves in the very inversely related positioning right now. So theoretically, if the dollar strengthen, then DJ may be affected, especially the NASDAQ counters. All right, thank you guys. The number, how come Gerard and Jimmy and Jacqueline all got different number? Okay, I think that the right one is should be 30241, right? Is that? Yeah. Okay, 30241. Okay, just gonna put it there. All right, thanks guys for participating. Okay, I just want to show you something very interesting. 30241. Okay, I haven't do it. I haven't do it. Okay, so I'm actually relying on you guys to do it for me. Lazy. Okay, put it in. There we go. Now, can you see that right now? Okay, you can see it right now. Okay, this is the reason why you can see that the Dow went and tested the midpoint. Then after that, it failed. It come back down. So that is the MLP for yesterday, previous day market, to tell you where the market will be looking for. So yesterday when the Dow was opening right here, when it was moving upwards, right, it will search for MLP, and indeed it really touches there. But when it failed to cross above it, there was some pullback. So for today itself, right, for today, this will form the initial resistance and support, which now you can see that the Dow is testing it once again. You can put another one right here. Okay, just one more here itself at the midpoint of this white candle. So this is the midpoint white candle. You can put it there and you get another support level. Watch out for that. Okay, so there's going to be 2 lines you can watch out for. Tomorrow we'll come in to take a look on this. Okay, all right, this one clear. Now this is the long-term chart movement. So the trend has been drawn to you. You can see that that's to show to you explicitly in our channel. All right, so as long as the Dow still hover at the neckline, things are fine. Right, the neckline I mentioned to you yesterday, right? It was this figure, 29,933. So it's a very important neckline that the market is using at the moment right now. So unless the Dow really breaks below, if the Dow really, unfortunately, breaks below the neckline, then of course the Dow may be testing any of this channel. So of course, if the Dow take a longer time to come down, example, then obviously the level will basically shift accordingly. So you have to follow through. Okay. Now, of course, if this market really comes down to this particular point, okay, if ever come down, if ever, okay, then you look at it, the history tells us that there will be a knee-jerk effect. That means the market will go below the line, but then after that, once it resumed above the line, it's a very strong buy, and the buy itself can be as much as on average almost 3,000 points. So let's say hypothetically, maybe you pull back down to here, example, and then after that, you can see if you stop at this point here, it may go up again to all-time high to 32,000, the level I mentioned, and this is like another 3,000 over point. So this is possible, and think it's possible. Okay, all right. Okay, I think that's now my sharing was blocked by my own video, so I'm just going to just do this simple drawing again to show you my what I feel may be happening if, let's say, there will be any pullback of significant. Okay, all right. Okay, I have redraw it. Okay. All right. So in terms of the Dow, in terms of numbers, this is the highest level, 31,287, and beautifully yesterday the Dow reached the 5% marker and then staged an incredible rebound. So you can tell you that, right, yesterday 29,722 was a strong rebound level, and if you caught it, if you heard me telling you that, the 5% marker will be a good technical level to watch out for. And if you capture it yesterday, it boomed down for you, man, my friend. Yesterday, you make at least 2% run over here. So, okay, so it's very important that you have your numbers you prepare numbers well. Okay. All right, so that is the Dow Jones, the weekly chart, still the same, beautifully recovered at the trend line. So I'll leave it there unless there's some significant change. Then if not, we are still rather intact with the uptrend, rather intact. Okay, so you heard me loud and clear. Okay, so let's look at our Dow for today. Let's take a look. Now, today's Dow is very clear. Today's Dow is very, very clear. Okay. Today's Dow opening price is already above pivot 1, okay? Above pivot 1. So as long as Dow stays above OP, Dow will be going up, okay? I repeat, as long as Dow stays above OP, Dow will be going up, okay? Now, if Dow go below OP, that means that, right, it will enter what we call the uncharted region, right? Or the uncertain zone, right? So that will become a bit of difficult to trade, but as of long as you can see the Dow is surging now, it's above OP and it's surging. So that's tell you that the market is buying. The only rising concern is that KSI is still red in color. So that means that if you go to +1 to +3 region, traders stand by. If there's any CCYR in the market on the M15, you may want to consider to book some profit, or if you want to do short, make sure that you do your risk assessment. Okay. All right. Got it. Very simple, right? The Dow is still moving as we are talking right now. So let's see what happened on the minute chart. Okay, quick one. So you can see that the Dow initially came down just now, and after that found a BMB. And a BMB, once it's formed, you draw the two lines there, the high and the low. That's why now you have a BMB and the color change. So that's why you can, and it trigger OP, right? So that's why the Dow is going up. Okay, so this is a BMB and this is a color change. So that's why the Dow is going up. Pretty cool, right? Yes, as long as you know your charts well, right, you can actually really use it to your advantage. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, so that is the Dow. Okay, let's look at the NASDAQ. Now the NASDAQ is really incredible. The NASDAQ yesterday, I told you guys the very important MA30 is 13,051. Remember that? Yesterday I mentioned this figure. 13,051, and I say that as long as the NASDAQ it goes above it, NASDAQ will actually go higher. And if you look at it on the 15-minute chart, okay, on the conventional chart, you can see that on NASDAQ yesterday, NASDAQ, the moment it crossed, was trying to recover. When it hit the 13,051, it stayed there for a long while, almost 3 to 4 hours. Then initially there was a fake breakdown, and after that immediately it went all the way up already, and even until now. So that's the reason why you have to really respect the MA30. Okay, you really have to respect it very much. All right. So for the MA30, you can see on your screen right now, it's much higher today. So I'm gonna move it up. The MA30 for today for the NASDAQ is 13,097. Okay, 13,097. Okay. All right. So as long as the NASDAQ stays above this figure, bullishness is there to stay. And of course, now you have a new BNB. Yes, a new BNB. So I need to just change this away. This is the new BNB. All right. So which means that right now there is the market that just broke above the BNB high. And if the NASDAQ stays above it, NASDAQ should be going back up again. So there's a fairly good chance that the NASDAQ may be going back to here. All right, there's a good chance the NASDAQ may be going back to 13,562. So this really tells you there's a lot of funds still rather available for buying interest. Okay, a lot of funds. There's a lot of funds for buying interest. Now, for those who are now doing gold, gold have just broke above the OP of today. All right, gold has just broke above the OP of today. So therefore, right, I believe the gold trade, the buy call, the gold trade for CCRY has been triggered. Okay, so watch out there, guys. Okay. Okay, so that is the gold market. How about the look at the NASDAQ long term? NASDAQ long term squeezed down. You see the squeezing came in, it came down, but then it got supported strongly at the second line that I had. So now it will be this point here. If NASDAQ were to face any form of resistance on the longer term, this will be the point of resistance. If the NASDAQ hit this point and pull back, then it will test back this area again. So I will cover this along the way when the market moves around this area. Okay, so you can see the technical that we have is really incredible. Okay. So that is the NASDAQ. So look at the conventional down to our own one. Wow, Dow is going up. All right, hope you bought Dow Jones. We're up by 40 points already. Cool, right? Live sharing right now. Okay, so how about NASDAQ then? Now the NASDAQ today is also opening price above pivot 1. So NASDAQ, as long as it stays above OP, NASDAQ should be going up toward this point here. Then that is the KCB level that I mentioned earlier. All right, so watch out for that. Okay, and of course, the closing now seem to be above the cash RL level. So as long as the market stays above RL level, tomorrow the NASDAQ should have another upside to go. All right, so these are all the technical things that we can say upfront first before the market move. Okay, can all right. So that is the NASDAQ. So let's look at Hang Seng now, as you guys will be very excited to see Hang Seng. Well, Hang Seng gap up. Wow, Hang Seng has gap up to above 29,000. Okay, good jump there. All right, so you can see the impact of the MA. The MA went above. That's why the Hang Seng has shot above it. You can see right now. Now the Hang Seng today, the MA30 is at 28,685. Okay. Now I'm not too sure what caused the market to go up so much, but nonetheless, it's all right. It's and there's always a good reason for everything. So as long as Hang Seng stays above 28,685, Hang Seng should be doing well for today. Okay, that is the MA30 level there, 28,685 level. Okay. Now, of course, if you ask me, Cal, if Hang Seng were to go up, how high would it go? Well, if you look at the classical movement, this should be the point that it will be going. What number is this? Let's take a look. That number is 29,592, 29,592. 29,592. Okay, that will be the level to watch out for Hang Seng. Okay, all right, watch out for Hang Seng. Okay, so that is the conventional. Let's look at our own chart for today. Okay, so Hang Seng also does the same thing, opening above the pivot 1 and above OP, above pivot 1, buy. Above OP, above pivot 1, buy. So you look at the 5-minute chart, you can see now, wow, Hang Seng is shooting up very fast now. Because again, I already say this many times, above OP, above pivot 1 is always a buy impact. I already said this many times and it's really, really happening. So I'm informing you guys that this is why you need to follow the rules to trade in the market. Okay, so as long as the market stays above 28,949, Hang Seng should be going up. But of course, if the Hang Seng do have any profit taking, then if it goes below 28,949, then of course there should be profit taking to cover the gap here, okay? But the KSI, as I see, the KSI is green in color, so that's tell you that's why the buying is still relatively strong at this moment right now, okay? So I repeat myself, if the Hang Seng break below the 28,949, it could cover the gap this morning, okay? Just trader, just watch out for that, okay? Okay, so that covers the Hang Seng. Let's look at the second part of the sharing. I believe that's gold coming up. Okay, for gold market itself, right? Gold is basically sideways, okay, sideways in general, although every rally seems to be higher. So that is the reason, but I believe there is a silver speculation that causes the gold market to go up. So on the analyst side, they're looking at the test of 50 EMA, so not too sure where is it. So they're looking at the range between 1870 to 1850 area. So it's a tight range in short. And of course, they're saying that, right, because of the ISM manufacturing data was not so good, that's why gold so-called stay sideways. Okay, again, this is usually what the analysts will tell you. So, but for gold, very clearly yesterday, the gold tried to go down. It didn't, and then recovers. And basically, it was more of the silver that was doing more of the pushing up. And today, the closing closes at a CCRY. So today, based on the normal strategy, above OP will be a buy based on CCRY on a day chart. But the KSI was red. That's why you can see yesterday market, right? Whenever the market hit the KTR +1, which is usually the case, you see immediately it pulled back down. So you see from yesterday's KSI, you already know that it was red. So on a daily chart, when the market hit KTR +1 and you come with a CCYR, it become a sell. So you see, it really, the system really tell you what to do, and all you need to do is just wait for it to happen and just trade accordingly. It's really incredible. All right. So let's look at the, wow, Hang Seng has now to 29,200, going much higher now. Huh? Good guys. Ooh, fantastic. Okay. All right. Let's look at the gold, not to sidetrack too much. Now, gold today, is still staying down there. Okay, today the gold MA is still at 1860. Okay, 1860. All right, the MA is still at 1860. So, which means that, right, for this gold market, right, it has to really try its best to stay above the MA30, because the last few days, whenever hit MA30, there was either a sell-off or it tried to get supported there. So the MA200 also incredibly is the same number, and that's 1875. So let's say you ask me to speculate, right? I'll tell you this: if there's any sudden rush up in terms of momentum, the gold may test 1875 because that is the MA200 over there. All right. If not itself, right, then if gold stay below 1860, then there might be some profit taking again because it's below the MA30 after triggering it today. So today, the CCRY, right, traders, you just have to be careful on the trade itself. Now, Anna, I'm not too sure is this going to be a Chinese New Year rally, but of course, we all know that usually there's one before that. So let's keep our finger crossed and hopefully the market recover for the better sake of more people, right, mostly who are long in the market. Okay, huh? Okay, so that is the conventional. Let's look at our own chart for today. Now for the intraday chart already, it went past OP, so that trade will be triggered. But let's look at the daily chart to be clearer. Now the daily chart today tells us that the closing of yesterday closed above the RL of the cage, right? So basically, usually because of that, all right, based on usual stand, the gold should be able to test the high of yesterday again. So yesterday's high is 1871. So my suspect is this later on, if there's going to be another round of this, push up, right, gold should be able to trade 1871 later again. All right, I suspect that later on, gold should be able to trade 1871 again. If let's say the silver, these rabbit traders come in and then they want to push up the market, it will go up to 1871. But of course, the KSI is red in color. So that means that when you see the KTR hitting +1 to +3 on the intraday chart, there could be some form of profit taking. So traders take note of that. The only glimpse of good hope is that, right, for the buy side, there's no more blue bar at the bottom. So this tells you the bullishness has started to creep into the market. So today will be a big tussle because 1860 is actually the MA30, and based on the chart wise itself, right, the blue bars are missing, meaning that, right, there's bullishness. So today gold may have to decide which side they really want to go for. So traders, just follow the rules, you should be fine. Okay, traders, just follow the rules, you should be fine. Okay, all right, got it. All right, so that is gold. Let's look at silver. Obviously, wow, silver. Okay, silver. You can see that this morning it actually gapped down a little bit. Silver actually gapped down a little bit. Okay, it's trading at $28.75. Okay, so my point is this: I don't think that this is the right time to chase, unless it pulls back, cover the gap, and then recovers. Then maybe so. Now, because the trend have changed, I'm gonna take this away. It's no longer valid. All these lines, I'll take that away. I will put in new lines now for the MA30. This is a new line for MA30. So the MA30 is very far away. That is as much as $26.22. So seriously, now for silver, if you look at the chart right now, for long while, this is really years high, not all-time high, but years high. Okay, so obviously that is the reason why I'm not comfortable to chase unless there's a good valid reason. And of course, if let's say the dollar has to break out from the recent consolidation, then obviously this will pull back silver down. Okay, obviously fundamental cannot change, short-term speculation. Okay, that's something you must understand. And for crude oil have went up this morning, so I believe that there's a dollar play, and the crude oil went up, so that's why you see the Dow Jones also went up, Hang Seng also went up. So in terms of the resistance for crude oil, it's at $53.95, and it's already resisted there. So let's see whether can it go much higher and create more upside. The MA30 for crude oil today is at 52.12. So as long as the crude oil stay above this figure, it should be okay. All right. So overall itself, right, as much as I said the Fed is singing, and I keep on reminding you guys, as long as the Federal Reserve doesn't stop their pumping of money into the system, there's no way the market can come down too much. Okay, so for short sellers, if you want to short the market, you just have to be quick and nimble. Short, come back, take the profit, go up again. Short, come back, bring down again. It's like borrowing these arrows from Chow Chow lah. If you really want to do that at this moment right now. All right, do understand this. You are against a big wave of traders. I'm sorry, the entity that really want to push regardless. All right, so you have to understand this. Okay, I think that is the all for that for DEX. Okay, requirement for DEX. Where's my DEX? Oh, here we go. Oh, sorry. This is DEX. DEX is going downwards. So later, maybe you'll test the MA30, and that's 13,779. You may test that for DEX later. Okay, but DEX have been coming down rather uniformly, right? Okay. Okay, let me just finish up. Okay, don't need to go too far. Okay, so this is what happening on the gold and the recap already. Now this morning I have no time to do my Bitcoin, so I will skip this guy. All right, then today my wisdom to growth in proportion to a one awareness of one ignorance. Okay, this is something that we have to learn. Right, we have to improve our understanding and knowledge and wisdom so that we can actually know the difference between people's ignorance. All right, so before you go, remember today is Super Tuesday. I will cover a bit more in depth on the Bitcoin market, so do join us at 2 p.m. right here. All right, normally Super Tuesday will be 1.5 hours. If you think you have no time for it, you can watch a replay instantly live on our Facebook group. Okay, all right, thank you guys for today. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.